Breaking
We're
news, the
discussing
rhino is
cotton top
critically
tamarin.
endangered due to
These monkeys
poaching
are
and
critically
habitat loss.
endangered.
The tuna
Cotton top
fish is
tamarin
endangered
live
due
in
to
forested
human
habitats of
activity. Some
northwestern
sea turtles
Colombia,
are
where
threatened
they hang
due
out
to
from the
people.
forest floor
The
to the forest
orangutan is
canopy,
endangered
depending
due to
on time of
habitat
day.
loss.
When this
Elephants,
habitat is cut
parrots,
down and
whales,
replaced with
and
agricultural
thousands of
fields,
species
these
due to
primates
people.
lose places to live. As more forest disappears, the monkeys go with it. It's
unprotected land, and the variegated lemurs have fewer numbers. Aside from their limited range, ruffed lemurs face threats in the form of logging, forest fires, natural disasters such as hurricanes, as well as hunting. Some humans target ruffed lemurs as a source of food. Areas with large expanses of agriculture, such as the state of Illinois, the bobcat has significantly reduced populations. In these places, they're listed as varying levels of threatened with extinction. Threats. The greatest threats to spotted turtles are habitat loss and poaching for the pet trade. They're listed as endangered, and their populations are believed to be declining. The big species, like the Atlantic bluefin, are likely the most well-known, as they can fetch prices over $1 million for a single fish. However, these make up just a tiny portion of tuna fisheries. I mean, they are endangered, so it's not like they have the populations to make up anything more than 1% or 2%. The tuna species, which make up more than 80% of fisheries, include skipjacks, yellowfins, big eyes, and albacores, and they are the types you'll find in cans. Along the east coast of North America, and out into the Great Lakes region of both Canada and the United States.
One look at a pangolin shows that these are some strange mammals. Known also as walking pine cones and scaly anteaters, pangolins are the only known living scaled mammals. They're also the most trafficked mammals in the world. In some cultures, pangolin scales are believed to have medicinal properties, and their meat is considered a delicacy. This has led to endangerment of all pangolin species, with some listed as critically endangered as of this recording. If they can keep away from predators, however, these animals may live to be 20 years old. All pangolin species lack teeth. When you have a super tongue, do you really need teeth? Instead, these animals will swallow small stones. Sumatran rhinos. All of the rhino species have populations that are under threat due to poaching and loss of habitat, but it can also be said that southern white rhinos are one of the greatest success stories in terms of species conservation. In the late 1800s, less than 100 southern white rhinos were alive in the wild. After more than a century of conservation efforts, there are believed to be more than 20,000 surviving individuals today. That's an impressive number considering there are probably less than 3,000 rhinos total living wildly in Asia, but it's also amazing to consider that modern rhino predecessors once wandered the world in huge herds. And not even that long ago, rhino populations were more than 500,000. The largest species of rhinoceros are white rhinos, who can grow to be more than 10 feet long, 5 feet tall, and weigh close to 5,000 pounds.
They're vegans.
Despite this large size, rhinos can run faster than 30 miles per hour for short distances. There are two main reasons that extinction occurs: naturally, or because of human interaction. Let's look at each of these separately.
Too many people.
Natural occurring extinction happens when animals do not adapt to natural changes in their environment. This can happen in a few different ways. Climate change, new predators, or the loss of food sources are all naturally occurring causes of extinction.
Habitat loss by people.
An example of extinction is another form of extinction, and typically happens due to overhunting or habitat destruction. Pollution, deforestation, and moving animals to areas where they are not typically found all contribute to extinction.
Or the invasive pests.
As does the overhunting of species to the point where they can no longer reproduce enough young to survive. Here is an interesting fact. The dodo bird became extinct due to overhunting and because other animals moved into its habitat. The passenger pigeon also became extinct because of overhunting, along with the destruction of its habitat. Today, there are many animals that are in danger of becoming extinct, mostly due to human causes. And when this happens, the animals are considered endangered. Endangered animals have super low populations.
Humans have doubled in
and
50
most of the
years.
reasons why the numbers are so low are similar
killed
to
off
the reasons why animals become extinct.
69%
Which
of
makes
wildlife.
sense, because at some point, most extinct animals are so endangered that they can only be found in a zoo or animal preserve, and not in the wild.
More people, less
Here
wildlife.
are some of the most endangered animals in the world: black rhinos, orangutans, Bengal tigers, blue whales, sea lions, giant pandas, mountain gorillas, chimpanzees, and many others. Right now, there are more than 7,000 species of animals that are endangered or at the risk of becoming extinct.
Human animals have doubled in just 50 years and killed off 69% of wildlife. Free birth control and
You
smaller
might be
families
thinking,
saves.
are there some ways that I can help
Yes.
protect these endangered
Free
animals?
birth control, smaller
And
families.
guess what? There definitely are. Doing simple things to help the environment, like recycling, saving energy, and planting a garden can all help.
Organic.
There are ways
Vegan,
we can even sponsor an
vegetarian.
endangered animal. If we all work together, we can make a difference. Now that we have learned lots of new cool facts, let's review.
Free birth control. smaller family saves, as well as sustainable living.
Crisis warning. In just 50 years, human animals doubled and killed off 69% of wildlife. Free birth control, smaller families, and sustainable living saves. No more child-free farms in many forms.
A labor of love for the world and wildlife.
More people equals less wildlife. In just 50 years, human animals doubled and killed off 69% of wildlife. Free birth control, smaller families, child-free and sustainable living saves. Stop making child-free, fund all entitled parents.
Free birth control saves wildlife, embryos, and taxes billions or trillions of dollars.
So I never shy away from issues. Let's call out the fake pro-lifers. So free birth control saves embryos, taxes, and wildlife. Yet here's the typical reply. You can pause to read it. She's basically saying taxpayers shouldn't have to pay for sex, then goes ranting about disproven abstinence. And you can see my reply at the bottom to their dogma. So basically, they cause more abortions, kill more wildlife, and cost more taxes. Send them the Medicaid, WIC, and welfare bills. They sabotage their own pea-sized embryo cause that women will remove. Leave women and animals alone. Meanwhile, humans have doubled in 50 years and killed off 69% of wildlife. I think you should be required to take birth control shots if collecting others' money. Like she does, like socialist K through 12, yet she's crying and complaining about birth control. You will never hear anti-choice talk about birth control when they should be investing in R&D, just like vegans invest in plant-based recipes. Speaking of taxes, get off the government teat. Okay, conservatives, leave women and animals alone, as well as our wallets. You want to be anti-birth control, pro-natalist, then you pay for your kids in all the forms. Use my taxes free. Should we eliminate the Department of Education and let states and parents decide?
Parents take out loans for K-12, as with colleges, rather than raising housing costs for everyone with socialist schools. Just like healthcare. Stop raising housing costs for all, causing more homeless. Free birth control saves taxes and wildlife. Humans doubled in 50 years and killed off 69% of wildlife.
Threats. The greatest threats to spotted turtles are habitat loss and poaching for the pet trade. They're listed in central areas. Over the years, the range of these birds has diminished due to habitat loss and pressures from the pet trade. At this point, African gray parrots are endangered, and sales of African gray parrots are closely monitored and must have corresponding legal documents. This is in an effort to conserve these beautiful birds in their natural habitat, though they just so happen to be some of the most kept bird species by pet owners, perhaps because they're exceptionally personable and some of the smartest animals scientists have studied. African gray parrots can learn multiple words and ideas such as colors and shapes. In some studies, they've been found to have intelligence similar to 5-year-old children, so it's